We're live. Hello, friends. Welcome to Wellness Wednesdays Mental Health Live. My name's Crystal. I'm Real Lady Electrician, and today we're going to talk about trauma. Um, so, I usually talk about stuff I'm going through, so that's what we're talking about. I have been a year ago in January, or it was actually end of December. I went into the hospital and I had kidney stones. So I go to my follow-up stuff. I scheduled it wrong or something to do the testing after. And so I didn't make it. So I'm putting it off, putting it off, putting it off. Well, I started having symptoms just like a week ago. And this is the same time last year when this started to happen for me. So I'm still going to do my follow up stuff. I just have to get, since it took me forever to do it, I have to get the paperwork redone and blah, blah, and all this stuff. So I'm going to get that done. But I'm going to follow up with the doctor because that's what I need to do. But I started to feel kind of depressed. And the more I thought about it, I was like, is it the time of year? Because I usually really enjoy this time of year when it starts to cool off a little bit, when it starts to feel like fall is coming. Even though it's not here yet, we still got a ways to go. I'm not rushing it, but the mornings are a little cooler. Um, the afternoons are still warm, but it's just overnight, it's a little cooler. And anyway, I usually love this time of year. Excuse me, because I don't go outside when it's super hot. So I can actually go outside and do some things now. Well, I haven't been doing anything outside because, oh, thank you. Got it trimmed. Just did it curly again. How you doing, Miss Beautiful Jamie? So I'm just not feeling like I should be feeling for this time of year. I love it. I know fall's coming. I have excitement for it, but I'm just not feeling it now. And I'm wondering, first of all, I could be having symptoms again. So that's one thing. And since it was the same time last year when I got really, really sick, I went off YouTube and I tried to work through it. I think I went off in October or September, beginning of October. Um, so it's because it's wet. It's still a little wet. I still got my salts and peppers in there. But nope, it's just wet. I put a little gel in there too. But I'm doing okay. I'm having some stuff going on that I'm not sure what it is. Now that I have time to think about things, I notice more. I'm noticing more. I'm not like I took a shower and then I was like, phew, I didn't even want to go live. But I knew I needed to because I need to talk about this. But so I'm also wondering, I'm not a psychiatrist, a psychologist, anything. I'm wondering if I have some trauma from last year, from going through this last year, um, and just not knowing what it was, not knowing what it was. Yay! You got all unpacked. That's great. I know it was a lot. So, and how are you doing? How's your health doing with all the stuff that's, after all your surgery and all the stuff? So I'm feeling some kind of way and um not as excited. Like I've been making sure I take my uh anxiety medication because I've been having, we're selling the house, so there's anxiety with that. And I was just tearing my face up. So got that under control. Making sure I take my meds. That helps too. Um and I just don't know why I'm feeling just blah. Um and I missed all of the Halloweens and all the stuff last year. And I'm like, oh. So I'm following up with my doctor. I just wanted to come on and see. Well, I have a couple articles, of course. What is trauma? Because I'm not real. I've never delved deep into trauma, I don't think. They say they'd put the pump back in a couple months, which made me excited and scared at the same time. Yeah, right? You want it back in, but then you're like, hope they don't screw this one up. I think I'm praying for you, Jamie, that this one is going to be the one. You're going to be fine. Everything's going to go well. You're in a good place now, you know. Um, so I think you're going to do just fine. Um, so I'm feeling I have no other way to say it, anxious and depressed at the same time. So I don't know if I have some trauma from last year. I've never, even in all my therapy sessions and stuff, I've never delved into trauma because I'm usually just dealing with what's going on now, today, this time, you know. Um, we dealt with some stuff in when I was in rehab. That's where I found out I was an adult child AOA, adult ACOA, adult child of an alcoholic. And once you find that out, that does explain a lot in your life. If you're one of those people, you know what I'm talking about. So I haven't really done any trauma work from childhood or anything like that. Um, just mainly what's going on now. Um, it's not the same surgeon this time. I'll be the surgeon who put my grandfather's pump in. You said that, and so you have a lot of confidence in him. I remember how she had issues with the power steering fluid on herself. Hopefully, it's a done deal then. Oh, yeah. I think he means the pump, the power steering fluid. Yeah, to get that back in there, get it in there right, and just enjoy life, you know, instead of having to deal with all this stuff all the time. And taking it easy. Don't get the pump in and then go paint the house, Jamie. Don't do that. You yell at me for that stuff. She does. She yells at me for that stuff. So you cannot be doing that stuff. So, and I know that you've had a lot of help from your mom and her boyfriend, and that you're doing well in Pennsylvania. So take that time and heal. Take that time and heal. I know that's easier said than done, though. I know that. But I pray it's going to go well. And I think you're in good hands. Everything sounds great. You can't promise anything. Well, then I guess you're going to have to hear from me then, huh? Huh? I hear from you. So anyway, the trauma thing, I've been feeling just some kind of way, and I'm like, you know, I've never looked into trauma. I know there are several people who come into our Wellness Wednesdays lives that have dealt with trauma and have ideas about trauma. And you notice when I did the thumbnail, I didn't even really put the title in the thumbnail. I was just having a good time with my Kit Kats yesterday. And yes, Metal Music, after he got off me, he proceeded to try to get on the kitchen counter. Badness, but so cute, right? Badness, but so cute. He's just hugging me like a person, and I just love that. I think that is just the best. Yeah. So, that's Ronan, the bigger one. He's a little bit of a bully. He likes to run the other cat over a little bit. They're brothers, so not too much. I mean, the other cat doesn't let him get away with too much, but he's a bully. So, anyway, so I thought, well, I don't think I've delved into trauma. We've talked about grief and depression and anxiety, chronic pain. So I thought we could just talk a little bit about what I'm going through, not get too deep because we have plenty of time to talk about it. I thought it would make me feel better, and hopefully I'll be able to get out. Hey, Nay Yvette, how are you doing? This is one of my recent winners from my which collab was that? It was a summer look collab, I think. But she just got her package and she said she's loving everything. So we're excited to see her here today in our family. We're talking about trauma today. I am not a psychiatrist or psychologist or doctor or therapist. But I am just going through some stuff and we're just talking about it. So Yeah. So feel free to put whatever you'd like in the comments. We'll chat about it. I have a couple articles as well. Yeah. Yeah. So and this just started just a week or so ago because I was just, I was just hanging out this summer with family, friends, just busy. And I'm still busy, but I just have been like noticing some symptoms. And I was like, I need to get that stuff done. So I went to get that stuff done. And then now the symptoms are progressing. Now, I am not one to disbelieve people. So I am not one to say, oh, it's all in your head. But I'm wondering, because I am old school, I was raised that way. Is it all in my head? I won't know till they get the results of the tests and things. But is this trauma affecting my health? And I do believe that mental illness in any way, shape, or form can affect your physical health. That's me personally. I just believe that. Of course, it's the severity, what type of illness it is. Are you taking care of yourself? Are you going to the doctor? That kind of stuff. So, um, but I really believe that our brains have the ability to do things, And um, so I definitely am going to want to work through it. I went to a new mental health care because I have new insurance, and this is a peer support group where you speak with someone who's actually been through the things you've been through. Have I talked about? I don't know if I've talked about this before. We've talked about stuff like I don't like to get a therapist who's never dealt with what I've dealt with because they don't seem to understand. They're very clinical. And that's fine. I mean, that'll help you to a point, but sometimes I need someone who's going to say, um, I've been through it. I understand what you're going through, that kind of stuff. So this is a peer support therapy. And depending on how it goes, I'm also thinking about it's volunteer, that I might be interested in helping people that way as well. Um, but so I haven't gone yet, but I have signed up for it. And so I'm thinking I should be able to get an appointment in the next few weeks. I have to call back. It's that kind of thing. It's if you want to join the chat. Oh, thank you, Jamie. Hey, Brandy, how are you doing? I saw your post. I saw your post about I think you were just checking in kind of thing. So how are you doing? We're talking about trauma today. I don't know a lot about it. I've never delved into any trauma. Me too. Me too. Is it? Do you want to be called Yvette or Nay? Yvette, Yvette. Because Nay, I can call you Nay. That doesn't bother me. I just want to make sure that's what you want to be called. So, yeah, and that's she is peer support for depression. I have anxiety, depression, and then I also have issues with like I said, adult children of alcoholics. So, hey, Nona Grace. Oh, wow. You lost your power. Oh, that's right. You're over there in New York. Are you having those big storms over there too? All right. I'll call you Nay. That's my granddaughter's nickname, Nay. Multiple panic attacks yesterday, and now my lower back is hurting so bad. Hurts to do anything. Hey, NASCAR Nana, how are you doing? I haven't seen you in so long. I hope you're doing well, beautiful lady. Let's see. Just stopped in. I'm on lunch. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. I hope you're doing well. I know you're always hitting it. Well, I shouldn't say hitting and getting. That sounds like sex, right? So I know you're always working. You're always working. I hope you're doing well. I've been taking it easy this summer. I just have been hanging out, enjoying the weather, enjoying my family. Oh, I'm glad you're doing awesome. I'm glad. All the time. I know you're always working. Oh, thank you, Brandy. I was excited. Well, actually, I was telling earlier, I took a shower. I knew it was coming on, and then I was like, I just don't want to go live. And but the power went out and took the volume off the TV. Oh, okay. Nate gets lower back pain too, Brandy. Hello, 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 hello. Okay. So yeah, I don't know a lot about trauma. I thought we'd do like a what is trauma kind of thing. So I've got some articles and when you get a chance, please message me your address, Brandy. Oh, okay. Yeah. Hey, Nightingale Wednesday. How are you doing, beautiful lady? Oh, I'm sorry. We talked about this. They and them. Hello, Nightingale Wednesday. How are they today? How are you today? You're going to have to school me on that stuff. I'm such an old lady sometimes. Let's see. And also, I need to put my glasses on. I don't have the live on my phone yet. I know. Crystal, why you do that? Anyway, we're talking about trauma today. I don't know a lot about it. And I think that we all have some level of it, you know. And then we have different coping mechanisms. We have different levels of trauma. And then I'm not sure if like, so we're going to read the article here, but like what you are traumatized by is not what I am traumatized by, and vice versa. We have our own trauma. There are things that are obvious trauma. I'm doing good. I'm just taking a break from YouTube. Getting back to uploading new videos on October of 2023. Oh, that's great. Sometimes you need a sabbatical because you are a busy lady as well. You are a busy person as well. You I see you on Instagram that you are putting videos up almost daily, if not every other day. Hey Joe, how are you doing, Joe? Nona Grace and I are in the same thing. I'm working on it. You just correct me when I screw up. I would appreciate that. Let's see. I said, hey, Joe. Joe is here. Welcome, Joe. If you guys haven't seen that panel, it's a live on my channel. I don't know how many it was ago, but we're definitely going to do that again. I just don't know when, but we're definitely going to do that again. This time I'm going to try to get my sister to go on video so you can see how beautiful she is. Yes, I don't know if I'll be able to get her to do that. Yeah. But that's great, Nightingale, that you can that you're taking a break because I'm the same way. I'm the same. That's what my summer has been because I am so excited for fall. You guys, I went to the dollar store, which is why do we do that? I enjoy it. Okay, I enjoy it. I don't spend a lot of money there. I got some glittery pumpkins and I put them up. I said, do you think it's too early for pumpkins? And my husband's like, yes. I said, well, this is just a test for the cats. We put the glittery pumpkins. We got a new coffee table. So, and it's got that space in between where you can put stuff like a shelf. It's got a shelf and it's got the top and the top lifts and stuff. So, excuse me. I'm doing so much better. My ablation worked, so my back is much better, a lot less pain. Awesome, Joe. I am so glad to hear that. Yes, Brandy, she is beautiful as me. We look a lot alike. I've been taking a break to coming back with a different whole new shebang. Yeah, sometimes we got to do that because I notice if I do the Wellness Wednesday, I like to do it every week. But if I do it every week, after 3 or 4 weeks, I take a break because I'm like, but this summer I've been taking a lot of breaks. So I think that's what I'm going to do next year is take most of the summer, just enjoy my time. But for October, last year, I didn't get to do anything. I was sick. I bought a bunch of prosthetics and stuff. So I am ready for Halloween, you guys. See, just talking to you makes me feel better already. I just feel better. Yeah, I am so excited for October. And September, we're gonna get some apples this year. I do post shorts every day. Yeah, I've been taking a break and coming. Yeah. Yeah, I love a short. I really do. I love scrolling through those. Yeah. I for whatever reason I don't do it on TikTok, just on Facebook and Instagram, the reels, you know. And yeah, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. So some I think I'm gonna be more consistent after the Shot Miss A collab. Yeah. Yeah, and that's coming up this Saturday. September, I will be 49. Not ready. Oh, not ready. Oh, that's well, you've been in a lot of pain. So, yeah, the pain that you're in, Brandy, it's like you miss an entire portion of the year or your life, chronic pain sufferers. It just takes you out of enjoying anything pretty much. For me, it does. It really does. Because just this last week, I've been having trouble sleeping and my back's been bothering me. And I'm like, is it the way I'm sleeping? Is it the kidney thing? That's why I went to do my follow-ups finally, which I'm actually kind of glad I waited because I think I was fine in April when they were supposed to be done. And now I'm thinking, I'm glad I waited because I think they need to be done now. So September, I will be 46. Miss Jamie will be 46. Yeah, and we recently lost 4 animals due to people's using rat bait. Oh, no. Yeah, that's horrible. That's horrible. Um, so we're talking about trauma today. And like I said, I'm feeling just some kind of way. I'm wondering if I'm remembering everything from last year. Let's see. Nona Grace will be 71 in September. I'm going to let your live play, sweetheart. It's time for me to get back to work. My lunch is over, and that Kentucky Fried Chicken was so good. Ooh, yeah. Thank you so much, NASCAR Nana. Have a great day. Have a great day. Yes, so true. I'm 53 years old, and I am constantly at the doctor. I'm really scared about having my back opened up for the 7th time. I know, Jamie. Yes, my birthday is coming up this weekend. All right. NASCAR Nana, beautiful at 55. Happy birthday to all September babies. Thank you, Brandy. Yeah, that is scary, Jamie, because I think that would be counted as trauma. You went through a lot with all this. I would be scared too. Yeah. Yeah. So let's get to the what is trauma part. We're just gonna glance over it. We're not going in depth. I just feel just, you know, I'm just feeling some kind of way. I don't know how to explain it. I want to say depressed, but then the next minute, but I have been tired, but but. Okay, let's do this. This is the first article I wanted to look at. A lot of Virgos in the house, yes. All right, where are you at? Okay, we're gonna go over to this page. And I don't have any lights on. Is that why it looks so dark in here? I should probably ought to put some lights on. I didn't put any lights on today. Now you can actually see me. I have as a face today. I was wondering why it was so dark. Although I am doing darker bins behind me, so we're going to do that. Excuse me. Okay, where did that go? Oh, here it is right here. There she is. I know, right? Let's put me over here. Can you guys even see that like that though? I think that's better there. Okay. All right, trauma. And this is the Exploring Mental Health A to Z Mental Health Foundation. Okay, United Kingdom. I don't know if you've ever noticed, but the UK is ahead of us on mental health for sure. All right, this article is going to cover what is trauma, how might trauma affect me, the long-term effects of trauma, and getting support. Trauma can happen to anyone at any age. It affects everyone differently. You might have been caught up in the same frightening event as someone else and have a completely different reaction. We just talked about that because I do believe there is no one size fits all for anything. Traumatic events are those that put you or someone close to you at risk of serious harm or death. Or usually ways of coping are our usual ways of coping are overwhelmed, leaving us feeling frightened and unsafe. We can be traumatized through. Let me get some chapstick because I don't want to be all like, I need some chapstick. There you are. Okay. Okay, we can be traumatized through one-off events such as an accident, violent attack, or natural disaster. And I've heard them say that COVID, a lot of people have gone through trauma because of COVID. It's like a group trauma that brings us together. Okay, ongoing stress such as childhood or intimate partner abuse, bullying, long-term illness, or, and they mention it, a pandemic such as COVID-19. Living in an unstable or unsafe environment, or seeing someone else get hurt. Yeah, I have met a few people who have had that happen to them. Ongoing stress, long-term illness. Okay. How you're affected by trauma is not related to how strong you are. Your reactions can depend on whether you have had previous traumatic experiences, other stresses in your life, and how much support you have afterwards. You hear people say they're triggered, that kind of stuff. So, Nona says, my birthday is in March, but in September 1st, at the half mark, you're 71 and a half. Gotcha. Nona, my oldest son is exactly 20 years and 6 months away from me. I'm September 10th and he's March 10th. So when he gets older, it makes me feel older. Oh, yes. Mm-hmm. All right. Let me go back over here. All right. How might trauma affect me? When faced with a traumatic event, our bodies react by preparing us to respond. This is an automatic survival mechanism that we have no control over. You might have heard of fight or flight, but there is a wider range of reaction. Fight is fighting, being defensive, protesting. Flight, running away, escaping. Freeze, being unable to move or make decisions. Fawn, trying to please or win over someone hurting you. Flop, becoming overwhelmed and unresponsive, feeling disconnected from your body, sometimes even fainting. Physically, you might notice your heart beating faster, thoughts racing, breathing becoming quicker and shallower, sight becoming sharper, nausea, cold hands, shaking, and dizziness. These all prepare your body to react to danger, but can be uncomfortable or frightening if you don't know why they're happening. Your body will usually return to normal with half an hour of the event. However, sometimes these feelings continue long after trauma is over. Our bodies and minds get stuck in this danger mode even when the threat has passed. You may find yourself reliving the event through flashbacks or nightmares, feel constantly on edge, angry, guilty, or upset, even panic attacks, feel numb or distant from others, or have problems sleeping. Now, I'm having a few of those things. I'm having problems sleeping, and I'm having the heart racing thing. Brandy said, I seen an accident years ago, watched the car flip over, and later I had to be rushed to the hospital. I could not stop shaking. The doctor said I was in shock. Let's see. Hi, Wilma. I know you can't stay long figuring out what to take on our trip. Have a great trip. Have a great trip. And pop in whenever you feel like it. I don't know if you have Instagram, Wilma, but you can always message me. I think you can even message me on YouTube as well. Okay, let's go back to the article. 2 months. Okay. Why did I think it was 3? But have a great trip. Yes, absolutely. We're so glad to see you. And don't worry about staying for long. Don't worry about it. Pop in when you can. All right. The long-term effects of trauma. So I think what I'm feeling is I'm feeling like, oh yeah, no worries. No worries. Just enjoy your time and you can pop in when you can pop in. So what I'm wondering is my body remembering everything from last year? And the reason I say this is because I get the seasonal affective disorder, which means when it's usually in January after all the holidays are done. All the holidays are done, everybody gets the let down. I try not to do that. And then it gets really cold and yicky. And so I get the seasonal affective disorder. I know I get that. I make sure I stay on my medications. I try to do stuff to keep me engaged, to keep me, my mind doing well and things like that. So this last year, I was sick then as well. So I was already having depression. So it wasn't necessarily seasonal this time. Uh, I've been exercising and doing a diet with my friend from California. Sleep is much better. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I was going to go swimming every day this summer. Do you know how many times I've gone swimming, Wilma? With my sister, I've been like 5 or 6 times at her house. But here, I haven't been once in the pool here at the new trailer park. So I saw all those kids in there and I just thought, oh, there's probably Band-Aids in there. They probably been peeing in the pool. Am I the only person who thinks like this? They're, who knows what else they're doing in that pool. I don't know if I want to be in there, So anyway, I'm glad you've been exercising and taking care of yourself. That sounds awesome. So the trauma, I'm wondering if my body is just remembering this time of year. Oh, that's great, Wilma. It's great to have a buddy. It really is. It really is. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm wondering if I'm feeling the change that's coming, and my body is remembering what happened last year, even though I'm not going through it now. I think for some reason I keep that. I'm one of those long-term dealers withers. So, hey, Wavy like an ocean. How are you doing? So I've never talked about the trauma. I've never really thought about it. I'm sure I have some from when I was younger, but I mostly try to deal with what's going on in the present. I got plenty of stuff to deal with now. Not to be off subject, but my oldest son started a motivational podcast. So proud. Aw, that's awesome, Jamie. You got to put his information in here. Still having crazy weather. Are you on the East Coast over there? With all those storms and everything going on? Drop his podcast name and stuff, Jamie, so we can check him out. Upstate New York, yeah. Okay. Yeah. I heard over there on the East Coast they're having some serious crazy storms. Crazy storms. That missed us, but just the weather this summer, this fall or spring and summer, they've said has just been crazy. The news, the weather people. I'm so proud my memory is coming back. All right, Wilma. I'm so glad you're doing well. So glad. That's great to hear. It helps me feel better. I'm sure it helps everyone else feel better when we know our friends are feeling better. So, yeah. So I've been having nausea, some of those symptoms, the trauma symptoms. No dizziness, just nausea. The heartburn, that really, really bad heartburn has started to come back. And I think those are physical signs that I need to get checked out. And so I am getting checked out, but I'm wondering if some of it isn't emotional or mental or trauma related. Charlotte, North Carolina got hit air supply. Some of them got stuck in airport for 3 hours. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's horrible over there right now. Mm. Okay, let's look a little bit more. Let's read a little more about trauma. Okie dokie. The long term effects of trauma. Trauma can make you more vulnerable to developing mental health problems. It can also directly cause post traumatic stress disorder. Some people misuse alcohol, drugs, or self harm to cope with difficult memories and emotion. Depending on how you're affected, trauma may cause difficulties in your daily life. For example, it may be harder to trust people, which can make relationships and friendships harder to maintain. You may struggle to look after yourself, hold down a job, or take pleasure in things you used to enjoy. You may have difficulty managing your emotions and react in ways that feel illogical or over the top because your mind is reacting to the memory of what happened to you, not your current situation. I'm wondering if, yeah, trauma can affect your body as well as your mind. Research shows it can increase your risk of developing physical health problems, including long term illnesses. Speak to your general practitioner about any physical symptoms. Getting support. It's never too late to get help with the effects of trauma, no matter how long ago it occurred. There are different types of treatments available. The right one for you may depend on your symptoms. Our page on post traumatic stress disorder has more information about types of treatment you be offered as well as ideas on how to look after yourself. You won't necessarily have to talk about your traumatic experience if you don't want to. There are ways of helping you that mean you don't have to relive what you went through. And then they list different pages: panic attacks, self harm, depression, anxiety, personality disorders, sleep, and peer support may also help you. All righty. Okay. Okay, might be emotional. Yeah, I'm wondering if that doesn't if it's not all that, I think it's having something to do with it because of the feelings that I'm having, not just the physical things, but the feelings I'm having. I have become friends with Air Supply on Facebook. We get to meet them in March. Awesome. It'll be every Tuesday. So jealous, Wilma. Boy, it took me a long time to get here. I saw them 39 years ago. My husband got this for me for our 20th anniversary. That's awesome. That is awesome. Okay. So we don't often talk about trauma. Is there anything that you guys would like to say about trauma or um I know it's a very sensitive subject. I was going to say the word trigger. A lot of people are using that word now. I don't know if they're always using it correctly, but I think it has to do with trauma. And when people just say they're triggered for and they don't, that to me minimizes the importance of the word. So it annoys me. So when people are just joking and they're like, I'm so triggered, because it's cool to say, that's not what triggered is for. If you've had trauma and say you hear a song or smell a smell that reminds you of that traumatic event, that's a trigger. You having to wait in line to get into a club or on a ride is not trauma, is. Trams is what it called. I know. I know. People just use it. Oh, trauma is what's, yeah. People use it like self-care. They in the mental health community, it doesn't mean the same thing. When regular people start using it in everyday conversation, they diminish what it means, I think. I want there to be awareness though. I want there to be awareness, but I don't want just some people overuse stuff, and it shouldn't just be an everyday occurrence to say I'm triggered. It shouldn't be. So I had a lot of trauma in my past, but I guess I don't ever think of it as I get older. If it's not, I think that's what they're saying. If it's affecting you, you may want to get some type of everybody you may want to get some type of assistance, some help. But everyone deals with it differently or doesn't. Like I've never done that thing where you like go back in your past and like try to remember things and stuff. Mine's all now today. um she even asked me, my one therapist asked me, because I said something to her about it once I went into ACOA, and she said, "Are you doing good? Do you think this is a door that you want to open?" And I said, "You know what? I I don't think I do. I don't um I'm really good at catching myself when I act out really bad. Um so if it's something that I do often, then I'll talk to her about it and try to figure out where it's coming from. And like I said, I'm going to start some peer support soon. Um let's see. I lost my train of thought, guys. Thanks for letting me put the link. In the near future, he's going to have me and his podcast partner's mom on to talk about raising kids. Oh, that'll be awesome. I don't think about my trauma. It was bad. Yeah. And I don't think you can judge people on how they deal with their trauma. Everyone's got to get through it their way. I don't want to open anything. Yeah, that's how I felt about it. I felt like in my life at that time, I was basically happy. I have chemical imbalances for depression and anxiety. So once my meds were straight, I'm basically a happy, positive, not overbearingly so. I got to have my coffee, and my cats and stuff, my husband. I mean, I'm not like, woo, today is the day, I can't, I can't do that. But I think in general, I'm a positive person. But then when I find myself, several years ago, I went off on my mom for no reason. We had to talk about that and find out where that came from. And, because I didn't want to hurt her like that. And I was hurt a lot by what she said. And, so those are the types of things that I will delve into. But if it's not affecting me now, I'm not going to go back and try and dig something up. If I was just so messed up I couldn't function, I'd have to. But again, everyone deals with it differently, and don't judge anybody on their trauma or mental health issues. So, part of my trauma was when my mom abused me and my daughter when she's alive. Okay. Okay. Well, I'm glad that today, Wilma, you are doing so good. I still have trauma about John dying 6 years ago next month. Yeah, we talk about that sometimes. Yeah, yeah. The happy makes me chuckle. I'm glad. I've always used humor as, the self-deprecating just to, and did you see the face? Yeah, yeah. It can be too much, right? We're still human beings. We're still flawed. So but yeah, me and Jamie, we've talked about that before. Not too much in depth, just what she's comfortable with. And if you're not comfortable with it, and then some people are like will press you to talk about it. And I don't think if you're not a professional, you shouldn't be doing that, you know. Humor is very important. It helps so much. It so does. It really, really does. My daughter still loves her Mimi no matter what. Yeah. But yeah, everyone deals with it differently. It comes up differently. Trauma is different. I think, how people are like, I just want to be normal. Is anybody like when you say normal, I think status quo. I don't know if anybody really hits the normal thing. You know what I mean? I've never met a normal person. I would tell you the reason I wouldn't remember it either is because if they were normal, they wouldn't be very interesting to me. They'd be just generic. So, but yeah. So I can see the definition of trauma. Let's see. We have a what is trauma mine from another article. And oh, I need to connect. Okay. It's 2:16. Okay. I need to go back here. Stop screen. When I was held back in the 6th grade, it was very traumatic. Nona, and that is something that's exactly the definition of your trauma. Exactly. Um, I don't know what to say. I'm trying to think of what to say. Um, I agree with you. I think that that is a good example for you. And I think we all have something like that. Even people who say, "Oh, I've never been through anything." Seriously? Mm. So I did have abuse from sister also, but for some reason I still love her. I don't have hate in me. Wilma, that's the best way is to live your life and to not hold on to that hate. I think you're doing well. I think you're doing well. And I also got picked on in school for being poor. Oh yeah. Yeah, a lot of people have trauma from school. From being bullied. I think that was in that article as well. Was the being bullied and the abuse relationships, things like that. I think that was also in there. I'm trying to hook this up so we can see this next article. Present, share screen. Okay, there we go. But yeah, um, I know a lot of people. We've talked about bullying before on our Wellness Wednesdays as well. Especially not just high school. People don't realize that adults can be bullies as well. You know, they're like, I'm not a bully. Yes, you are. We can call it whatever you'd like, but you're a bully, even though you're fully grown, you know. Yes, school was wicked for a lot of us, me included. Yes. Yeah. High school, um, junior high, all of it. Um, for a lot of people, you know. And that's why I like that they have no tolerance anti-bullying policies now. And are they sometimes misunderstood? Yes. Sometimes they are. But I think in general that they are a deterrent um, for bullies. And when we were young, it was easy to be a bully. So, are you tried to friend me on Facebook? And no, I didn't. And they tried to that's the best part of Facebook, right? You don't gotta accept. You can be like, nah, nah. I understood completely, Wilma. My mom has caused me the most trauma, but one day I forgave her so I could move on, and now we have a relationship. I have a wall up just in case, but it had to, but I had to for me. Yes. Yes. Wavy says the nerve, right? Right. Oh, I don't remember being a bully. I think the policy is there, but a lot of times they don't enforce the policy. That would irritate me. That would be a problem. I don't have any children that were in school. I did grow up with neither one of my parents. Okay, okay. Um what were we talking about? The policies. Yeah. Yeah. If I had a kid in school, I'd be that annoying parent. I really would be. Don't touch my kid, don't touch my kid, you know. Um, I can remember, and I guess this would be trauma. I can remember getting spanked in junior high. And it was, I want to say it was in front of the class. And it was like, I didn't understand why the teacher was doing this. Um, I don't remember. I want to say it was a birthday thing. Yeah. It, just some weird, crazy crap going on back then, right? They would never be able to do that now. Thank goodness my daughter didn't go through that. She knew how to defend herself. And that's what we have to teach our kids. Well, and you want to teach them to be a good human, and part of that is standing up for themselves as well, I think. Um, you know, yeah, I think so too. Yeah, but definitely a lot of high school trauma, um, not to mention abuse, rape, just crimes, just life in general, you know. And that's why when I say I think that from what happened last year, I think I might be having some trauma. The reason I'm not sure is because it's not, um, I didn't think I was going to die. I was very, very sick. So when I say trauma, I guess in my mind, I'm thinking my trauma wasn't as bad as someone else's. And I think that that's the wrong way to think. Yeah, this was a woman, Wilma. Yeah. And I still don't remember what it was. I remember it was embarrassing. I think it was a thing she did on people's birthdays. And I'm thinking, like, why torture someone on their birthdays? I think if it eats at you, it is trauma. Yeah. Yeah. And I just have memories. I don't have a lot of childhood memories. And that was one of the things, like we were talking, Wavy, like I'd rather not open that box because I don't have a lot of childhood memories, but I don't think I need to delve into that stuff. Some stuff like that popped into my head. Um, let's see. I think I'm missing some stuff. So I think that thank goodness my daughter, okay. The teachers, yes, they did. Um Okay, sorry. I'm not sure what your what's going on, Wavy, with okay and sorry. Um, but you're fine. You're fine. Um, so what I was saying was, I think we downplay our traumas. Like I said, I don't think mine was as serious as, say, someone who was raped. And I'm using that because it's a very serious thing. I don't want to upset anybody. But we have to remember that trauma is still trauma. Um, so in my mind, I'm downplaying my own trauma. I'm like, Crystal. And we had a discussion on why do we do that? I'm downplaying my own trauma. And I'm starting to feel better talking to you guys about it and stuff. And so, but why do we do that? Because it still affects me. And I shouldn't just say, oh, get over it. It is how you feel. Feel your feelings. I say that all the time. It's the way that you feel is the way you feel. Let's see. Some things I didn't remember, but they were things that my sisters and brother found. Uh-huh. Yeah, my family, they'll talk about some stuff. My one sister has a memory like no other. I'll be like, no, I don't remember that. My home nurses told me to let it go. That is hard. That's very hard. Just let it go. That's downplaying your trauma. And they don't have the right to do that. But every trauma is different. And to each one of us, it's still trauma. Yes, it still is. And why am I doing this to myself? I don't know. Your trauma's not that bad, Crystal. You're fine, blah, blah. well, I still have to deal with it, these feelings I'm having right now and what's going on medically. So, yeah, why do I do that? I don't know. I think it's just the way we were raised. Mm, get up, dust it off, keep moving, keep it moving. Um, and So I'm 53. So you live 45 years of your life like that, and then you want to change it. Yes, that's what I'm talking about, Jamie. When I was so sick, um, I think I'm having those same feelings are coming up for me again. This is the same time last year, and I am not sure what to do, basically. You have to find the best way to deal with it or find resources. And that's where I started. I'm going to try the peer counseling. So I don't have an appointment yet. It might not be till next month, but I am going to try the peer counseling and see how that goes. So you should try to come with some kind of peace with it. That's what I am working on. Yes. Yes. Yes, Wilma. Yes. And that's the coping mechanisms we learn. And I'm guessing mine is just to blow it off, which is not healthy for me. I know that. So, yeah, I don't know a lot about trauma and I've never addressed it. And maybe it's time, maybe it's time. So, let's take a look at this article and see what we're talking about here. Oh no, this one. What is trauma, right? It's the blue article, correct? Yeah, it's the blue one. Okay, let's close that one. Okay. Wait, I saw there's another comment on there. And if that doesn't work, don't give up. Try a different resource until you get it, the right one that will help. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think it's helping with my good sleep, Wilma said. Yeah, Wavy, I am totally, if it doesn't work the first time, keep try something different, try something else. And don't just say all therapy doesn't work when you've gone one time, Yeah. Thank you, Wilma. I appreciate that. Okay, let's check out this next article. Let's see what we got here. There we go. This is from Mind. Trauma explains what trauma is and how it affects your mental health, including how you can help yourself, what treatments are available, and how to overcome barriers to get the right support. Also includes tips for people who want to support someone who has gone through trauma. So I see it. We'll be done at 3. That's my husband, everybody. We have to go pick up my vehicle. I had some vehicle issues. We took it in yesterday, and now I have to go pick it up here at 3 o'clock. So we'll be done at 3. Okay, what is trauma? Going through very stressful, frightening, or distressing events is sometimes called trauma. When we talk about emotional or psychological trauma, we might mean situations or events we find traumatic, how we're affected by our experiences. Traumatic events can help at any age. Can happen, not help. Traumatic events can happen at any age and can cause long lasting harm. Everyone has a different reaction to trauma, so you might notice any effects quickly or a long time afterwards. I think you might notice some effects quickly or a long time afterwards. Let's see. This is a quote from somebody, I think. I wish there was more awareness of trauma and the way it affects a person's thought process and behavior. Self-preservation behaviors can be greatly misinterpreted and misunderstood. Okay. If you've been affected by trauma, it's important to remember that you survived. However, you could or are having common normal reactions. Find out more on our page on the effects of trauma. Going through further trauma can also cause you to start being affected by past experience or make existing problems worse. It's okay to ask for help at any time, including if you're not sure if you've experienced trauma. And that's where I'm at. I need to talk with someone and find out Meditation is good, Wilma said. You better follow through. I'm going to. Yep. I already had the ultrasound. I just have to do, it's called and I've never heard of this before, you guys, a 24-hour urine study. I have to get that done. So get to your happy place with candles and a glass of wine. Oh, yes, Wilma, that sounds delightful. I haven't done that in a little while. I might need to do that. We have date night coming up, but I haven't, just with myself and a good glass of wine. That's a good idea. You have to start somewhere, right? Yeah, absolutely. So, and just stuff will randomly pop in your head anyway. I'm like, I'm just not feeling right. What's going on? The more I mulled it over, then the word trauma came to me, and I'm like, could this be some type of trauma? My happy place is the Dollar Tree. I love the Dollar Tree. It's one of my happy places as well. Or Just a Buck. We don't have those. But I would love to find another dollar type store. We have like Dollar General and Family Dollar, and those are good places to go as well, especially if you're like a deal hunter. I don't see Wellness with Frugal Mama. She's probably busy, but she does a really good Family Dollar. She takes that coupon. She gets a coupon and she takes a bunch of coupons, and she does a little like short about it. Just a Buck is $1. Oh, okay. It's a store, and I'm always giving. Yes. I find that I enjoy looking around the dollar store and stuff. When I worked, I like to go to higher end like makeup and clothes and stuff like that. But now that I'm not working, I'm just enjoying just the basics. I'm very basic, but I don't think that's bad when you get older. I know basic's a bad word to the young people, but to me, I'm fine with it. I love the dollar store. That's where I got my glittery pumpkins. Come on, where else are you going to find glittery pumpkins for $1.25? Yeah, I found a few penny stuff in Dollar General. Yeah, I do enjoy going there, but my go-to is Dollar Tree. 90% off at CVS and Walgreens. Oh, okay. 90% off sounds awesome. Who doesn't get excited about 90% off? So, let's see. I was shocked to find how emotionally I'm struggling with menopause. I honestly didn't know it could be so bad. Joe, we need to talk about menopause as well. I don't think enough people talk about it. It's being talked about more in recent years, but when I was in menopause, even my mom was not helpful. And she just, that attitude of, oh, it's not that bad. Get over it, move on. That's where I get it from. So, I mean, she thinks like that about herself. So, yeah, I really think that there's a lot more to do with it than we realize. And the symptoms are all encompassing. Like, it's the crazy up and down with the hormones. It's the horrible PMS. If you have it, it's, and the PMS is crazy when you're in that perimenopause. I mean, you're having a period, you're not, you're having the worst period of your life, then you're not, Hey, Mr. J, how are you doing? But yeah, I think we really need to the depression, because the hormones are going crazy. The low estrogen in us women causes depression. So I miss the store called Mr. Deals when I lived in Indiana. Mine's been horrible too. Yeah, I think we really need to do that. So welcome, Mr. J. How are you doing? Oh, no one talked about it in my family either, right? And so then those of us that I sweat when I get out of the shower, yeah, all kinds of symptoms, so many different symptoms. And just the emotional and like I said, the depression that comes with it. You don't realize that that's what it is until it's bad. They want me to take steroids. I said, no, thanks. Well, what's up, Glamma Jamie? Yes, hope you're feeling better. Yes, I think we really need to do something like that as well because there just isn't enough information for us. And, I talk about anything really. So, for sure. So, I do understand, Joe. I do. And I have a friend who's going through some stuff now too with the depression. With the depression, yeah. She's started taking something and it made her gain weight, which made her more depressed. And now, I'm like, okay, but you need to watch that depression because my whole thing about depression is it's a chemical imbalance. You don't know what's going to happen to your brain. You have no control over it. People think they can, you can't control it when it's an imbalance in your brain. You're not just sad. So, I had more depression after the birth of my first baby than I did with menopause. Oh, okay, Nona, you had that postpartum. Yeah, I don't wish menopause on anyone, but my mom's best friend takes hormones because of beating cancer, and it's funny to see a man getting hot flashes. Right, Joe, me too. Hey, Wilma and Joe, and my hubs doesn't understand. No, they get the testosterone gets low, I think, over the years, but it's not like when we go through menopause. No. It's more gradual for them, I think. Like with women, it's like bam. Over the course of the year, you're like, what's wrong with me? Why am I either not able to lose weight or why am I having these thoughts? But I don't mess with depression. Don't mess with it. If you need medication, take it. He thinks it's where I gained. I told him no. But yeah, we definitely, menopause needs to be on the agenda. My hot flashes are worse when I have alcohol or in the summertime. So hot flashes are, and I don't get them that bad. I know a lot of people who get them way worse than I do, and I just feel for them because it is something that takes you, you don't even realize it just all of a sudden happens. So I know it has put weight on me. Yep. That's one of the things too. And it's going to be harder to take it off as well. Yeah, that's another thing too about menopause. You don't know when it's going to happen. They say 45 to 55, maybe even to 60. You could have symptoms for 10 years. You can. Oh man. Mm-mm. Yeah. So I did have a hysterectomy and I do have I do get the hot flashes. So, as far as losing weight, it's really, if I exercise, I can, you're 57. Okay. I'm 53. So, I had those really, really bad. I was 57 when I had no more periods. Okay. No, I had the hysterectomy because I had the, what do they call it? I can't think of the technical term of it, but it's the bleeding that's so severe. Like you can't, function. You're, in the bathroom like hourly changing pads. So I know that's a lot. Sorry, Mr. J. Okay. Okay. So, trauma. Let's go back to the article. I literally will open the freezer to cool off. My mom will say it's just part of being a woman. That will just make me upset. I wish she would talk about hers more. I remember her being so bad. Yes. Yeah. Like my mom acts like she doesn't remember it. She probably doesn't remember it, but I think she still went through some stuff. And she just is like, I told you, she's like, it wasn't that big of a deal. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you serious right now? You didn't have any of these things? Yeah. Yeah. So when my stepdaughter Julie goes through it. I got all kind of advice for her. All kinds of it. I'm glad, Mr. J. I'm so glad you're here. You're awesome. Yeah. So, and we know you're a tough guy. This stuff doesn't really bother you. Yeah. My mother was really crazy. Oh, and they probably didn't know anything about meds and stuff back then either, Nona. Yeah. Now they at least have, if you want hormone replacement therapy, I'm not sure if my friend is going to start that or not. I'm not sure. So we talked about that. I can't remember. But yeah, it's a lot. And we don't know a lot about it. That's why I think if we talked more about it and it was more in the open. Did my comment come up, Jamie? Where are you at? I don't see. I need to see a doctor. I'm kind of scared. Had menopause almost a year exactly, and I got my period. Oh, yeah, you definitely need to go to the doctor, Jamie, about that. I see it. Yeah, those hot flashes you can wake up and just be drenched in sweat. I have a little fan by my bed. I turn it on. My husband doesn't like the fan on him, so it's just a small one I can point at me. It doesn't affect him. And I'll wake up in the middle of the night, I have to kick the covers off and turn that fan on. But I know there are people that have it worse than I do. I was on steroids in Ohio and I flared up like a balloon. Oh, okay. It's all good. I'm just glad you're on again. Thank you, Mr. J. I'm glad to be here. Because I had an 18-wheeler run over my car, I have PTSD when you're beside the... Oh, yep. The wreck was so traumatic that I've cried that we've been boxed in on interstate. Oh, yeah. That's exactly what we're talking about, Joe. Exactly. And maybe the first time it hit you, you didn't even realize what it was. Lyrica gets rid of hot flashes, FYI. And once you finally realize what it is, it's kind of like a light bulb moment, right? But again, everyone's different. Everyone deals with it differently. And I don't understand why I don't take my issues more seriously. Why do I do that? Like I told you, my mom's one of those people that doesn't either. She barely goes to the doctor. And then when we're like, you need to go, she's like, I will, eventually. So, yeah. But yeah, PTSD is even, I want to say that's even more complex than just trauma, correct? And then now there's also severe PTSD. I can't get some meds because Medicaid will not pay for it. Oh, especially the brand name ones. Yeah, Joe, that's horrible. So different levels of trauma, how we're affected by trauma. Everyone's different. Excuse me. I've been having trouble with my digestion too. That heartburn I was talking about. It's like when I go to bed, I'll be fine, and then as soon as I lay down, the worst heartburn ever. I had to get the Pepto-Bismol out, and that's not my favorite. So, yeah. Let's go back over to the article. You guys go ahead and keep commenting. I left my home at 18 to escape my home life. I used alcohol, had very risky relationships, was in a constant state of terrible anxiety, self-harmed, and at times was very suicidal. But I did not have the vocabulary to describe this either to myself or others. What type of experiences might be traumatic? What's traumatic is personal. Other people cannot know how you feel about your own experiences or if they were traumatic for you. You might have similar experiences to someone else, but are affected differently. Exactly. That's why if you've been through the same thing someone else has been through, if you have been through the same thing someone else has been through, that does not mean you are affected the same way. So do not let them say, oh, just get over it. I've been through it as well. It's not a big deal. Don't listen to that crap. That is crap. That is an uneducated person who is not empathetic. Exactly. At all. Not empathetic at all. Let's see. Let me go back. Hi, MD. Said, wow, my mom used to, oh, okay, Wilma. So sorry that happened to you. Growing up, it is always walk it off. I can't walk off. Exactly. You can't walk off PTSD. I think some of the older generation just had to deal with it growing up, so they expected us just to figure it out. Yes. Yep. Yeah, Wilma. Yeah. Because that's not, first of all, it's not their place. And secondly, their trauma, your trauma is not my trauma. You can't put your stuff on me and I can't put my stuff on you. My trauma is mine and I deal with it in my way, in my time, on my terms. Yeah. Yeah. And just because you doing a certain activity didn't affect you, that doesn't mean it hasn't affected me or many, many other people. Maybe you just didn't get affected by it yourself. So let's see. Since it's been 6 years since John died. Jamie, I think I missed the first part of that. People expected me. Oh, yeah. People expected you to get over it. Yeah. Yeah, that's the worst sentence. Get over it. I don't mind move on, but get over it seems to just make it seem like you're not significant. Get over it. I can move on myself. Don't tell me to move on, but don't tell me to get over it. That's just rude and disrespectful, I think. So, you never know what anyone has gone through, but I'm sorry for your pain. Just ignore them, Jamie. Yeah. You don't, Mr. J. You don't know what anyone's gone through. That's why to assume, even in my family, I am one of 4. I have a brother and I'm the oldest, younger brother. We lived the same life, but we have all turned into different people. We have had similar situations that we've each come out of differently. We have had different situations that have affected us. So you cannot say, and I wouldn't say young Crystal would have known this. This is older Crystal, mature Crystal. You cannot say to someone, you're not important. That's not important. Get over it. That's kind of what, when people say that, that's what I think. You're not important. And that is not cool. So, yes, Joe, a disregard of someone's feelings, disrespectful. Just, yeah. We love you too, Jamie. Yeah. So, and we know in the mental health arena that we get that a lot. We get, get over it a lot. And it doesn't solve any problems. So if you're not going to help me solve something, don't give me crappy advice. Just don't. Don't. I'll have to make a t-shirt and wear it about you. Because now we can make t-shirts. So okay, let's read some more from the article. It's 10 minutes till, and I definitely have to get off here at 3 because we got to go pick up my car. So I was reading that and I didn't put you guys back on the screen. All right. Other people can't know how you feel about your own. Okay. What's traumatic is personal. We already did this part. It must have went back. No. Okay. Other people can't know how you feel about your own experiences or if they were traumatic for you. You might have similar experiences to someone else, but be affected differently. Trauma can include offense events where you feel frightened, under threat, humiliated, rejected, abandoned, invalidated, unsafe, unsupported, trapped, ashamed, and powerless. Ways trauma can happen include one-off or ongoing events, being directly harmed, witnessing harm to someone else, living in a traumatic atmosphere, or being affected by trauma in a family or community. Your experience of trauma might relate to parts of your identity, including you've been harassed, bullied, or discriminated against. If you've experienced trauma and identify as LGBTQIA, our information on LGBTQIA mental health may be helpful for you. Racial trauma. The impact racism can have on your mind and body is something described as racial trauma. There's no universal definition of racial trauma. Some professionals use it to mean all the effects that encountering racism can have on how we think, feel, and behave. Others use it to describe a specific set of symptoms. Let's see. I want to finish the article, but I don't think we're going to because it's 10 till. So let's just go back up to where we were at. Again, trauma cause mental health. Yeah. Let me scooch it back down here and see where we at. Okay. If they give bad advice, walk away. Yes. The hardest part, hardest part of him dying is not knowing the truth about how he died, Jamie said. I'm so glad we've all become friends. Jamie said, me too. Same with my daughter. I had to sign a paper for them to pull the plug. Oh, that's hard. Oh, yeah. Oh, Wilma, yeah. I'm glad we all became friends too. These lives really helped me mentally. I don't feel so alone anymore. Oh, Joe, I'm so glad. Me neither. I feel much better today now that we've talked. Because I just was like, what's going on? I don't know what's going on with me. So, and like I said, this just happened last week. And I think it might have been the cooler weather that came in. And I just started to feel some kind of way. You know, I just couldn't shake it. And so here we are talking about trauma. So I'm glad that they help you too, Joe. You should tell the ones you're close to how you feel. You never know what happens tomorrow. That's true. You're never alone, Joe. We're here for you. Absolutely, Joe. Thanks so much, Jamie. This is the best place, isn't it? This is the best place. Right here, Wednesdays, for support, for help, just to get your stuff out and talk about it. And like I said, I definitely want to do panel again. Miss Joe. I'm going to try to get my sister to actually show her face. But yeah, this is an excellent community that we have here. And like I don't know if I said it I'm pretty sure it was Wellness Wednesday. I'm not interested in monetization anymore. So I'm just doing what I'm doing, having fun. You know, what comes. We got a collab coming out Saturday, an awesome collab. Yeah, so I'm feeling so much better. I know it's 2:53, but my husband's going to be back in here in a minute talking about, we need to go get your car. It's 3:00. So let's just chat amongst ourselves here for the next few minutes. And absolutely, Joe, I will. No, Wilma, we won't be doing slumber party this Friday. Ooh, Jamie. She might even upload a forgotten favorites Friday. No, I think slumber parties are going to start in a couple of weeks, though. I think once people get the kids back to school and whatnot, We are going to start them again because we want to give some more monies away. We love to give the monies away. You know, $30. So we're definitely going to start back up with that. And also, I was telling you that in October, I got to do a bunch of prosthetic stuff because I didn't get to last year. So we might have them every Friday. We'll see. Just depends on the collabs coming up. Yeah. 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 No worries, woman. You just pop in when you can, you know. And you also can rewatch them if you'd like. You know, if you guys are ever feeling like you need something and I'm not there, you can message me on Instagram or you can go back and watch some of the ones that are still on. Um I would think that they could hopefully be helpful again if you haven't seen them or even if you can. Yeah, rewatching um is not a bad way to go. I know I started watching the Turner podcast. Miss Frugal Mama wasn't here today, but I started watching them. That is a really good podcast if you get to watch Frugal Mama, the Turner podcast. And if you get a chance, it's very good. She's awesome. She's an awesome lady. So, oh, you can go to Starbucks. Yeah, yeah. But don't worry. Don't worry yourself about it. If you do, you come, you come. If you don't worry about it. I just want you to enjoy your vacation and we will be here. So, oh, thank you, Jamie. Thumbs up. Thank you. Appreciate it. Let's see. But yeah, definitely don't worry, Wilma. Don't worry. I will always post unless if I don't post something and I don't show up, that's usually not good. Usually I'll post that I'm not going to be here or I'm going to be here because I don't want anyone to come on Wednesday and look for me and then don't see anything at all. So I do post when I'm not going to be here. So just check that community tab if you're ever curious. That's where I put it. I stopped putting it on Instagram because I'm not trying to get 1,000 people in a chat. I mean, it's great when new people come. We love new people. Thank you. Wavy is the ocean. We love new people. Don't even think about not. I mean, we want you to come. I'm just not, stretching my arm out on Instagram anymore because I like how many people we have coming now, and I like talking to everybody and talking about what we do. And if more people come, that's great. I'm not trying to have 1,000 people on a live. You know, I will rewatch when we get back. My name on Instagram is at Real Lady Electrician. If you're talking to me, Wilma. Jamie, I think yours is just at Jamie Gerazi, right? But mine is same as YouTube, Real Lady Electrician. So, and there really aren't any real lady electricians out there besides me. Oh, and Jamie. Yeah, I think it's at Jamie Gerazi. Miss Jamie, you want to put? Yeah. So, yeah, she said yes. So, yeah. Um if nothing else, that's what my hope is, that if anyone needs it, that those replays are still there. And it's always better to watch with live comments. One last thing, I don't always know what triggers me. I have a traumatic episode and I don't know why it started. I'll be inside my home and have to call Jason to make sure he's not on the road. That sounds like it has a lot to do with that truck incident because Joe, I mean, just that you are alive after that kind of a situation is amazing. So, okay, Wilma. Yeah, that'll be great. Yeah. Yeah. But Joe, you are a superhero, a superwoman. So you just remember that. And I'm so glad you have a great support system with Jason. You really do. I couldn't do it without my husband either. Some of us get lucky, and I know I'm lucky. So he doesn't believe me when I tell him that, but um, okay, it's 3 o'clock. So I'm gonna go get my van and hope she's doing all right. She's an old girl. Got her in 2008. I got to take care of her because it costs $1 million to buy a car now. And now they want you to buy everything electric, which costs $2 million. I know I'm exaggerating, but seriously. So I got to take care of my old girl. So we're going to go pick her up and I will see you guys. I don't know about next week. Check on the thingy, but in September for sure, I'm coming back full strong. We'll be done with the summer and hanging out and just, have a great day. I will see you guys later. Bye everybody. Bye.